Gervonta Davis, Jose Rayo, Valenzuela. The rumors that he's in negotiations with Rayo, or that him and Rayo are fighting, they've been debunked already by Robert Garcia, which leaves us wondering why people are acting as if this fight is a foregone conclusion, as if Tank Davis is trying to fight Rayo, when Robert Garcia, who is now his head trainer, has said that that's not the case. But let's talk about who Tank Davis potentially could be fighting. What's the best options for him, and specifically, how come no one is jumping at the opportunity to fight this man right now? Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video, turn on your notifications. Catch me live Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. And I'm also live every Sunday morning with KQKC Boxing Network at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Please join the channel as a member. Drop super chats and super thanks when you come by the live streams and the videos that we do. And hit me up if you want to debate. My email address is knockoutboxing86@yahoo.com. Let's get it cracking. Look, bro. Gervonta, Tank Davis, Jose Rayo, Valenzuela. Let's start there. I was listening to some audio from Robert Garcia when he was asked about Rayo versus Tank, Tank versus Rayo. And he shot the shit down, bro. He said that Rayo was in camp for 4 months leading up to the fight with Isak Pitbull Cruz, and that Jose Rayo Valenzuela was going to take some time off, and he wouldn't be possibly ready for a Gervonta Tank Davis fight until February or March of next year. But yet still, you still have people talking as if Tank Davis versus Jose Rayo Valenzuela is next. And people are shitting on the fight, right? Let me say this about that fight. Number one, I don't think it's a good fight. Just because of the level that I hold Tank Davis on, I just think from a skill set perspective, with the holes in Rayo's defense, his inability to really be defensive with a high level boxer that has some speed, has some explosiveness, I don't see any way for him to stay away from Tank and do anything with Tank Davis, to be real with you. And I think his power is a tad bit overstated. I saw what he did to Chris Colbert, but at the level he'd be fighting Tank Davis at, I don't think he'd be comfortable even trying to let his hands go like that against Tank Davis because of what would be coming back at him. But that's all. I just don't think it's a competitive fight. Now, if we're talking about from a legacy perspective, Tank Davis fighting Rayo at 135 pounds, because that's the other thing about this fight. People acting as if Tank Davis would be moving up to fight Rayo. Man, he moving Rayo ass back down, right? And it's going to be similar to what happened with Tank Davis and Leo Santa Cruz, where Tank Davis and Leo Santa Cruz fought at 130 pounds, but because they were under the 135-pound weight limit, they were able to not only put up Leo Santa Cruz's belt at 130 pounds, but Tank Davis's 135-pound WBA regular belt was also on the line. If Tank Davis and Rayo Valenzuela do fight, whether it's right now, in November, or if they do fight in February or March, after Tank Davis fights whoever he fights in November, then that fight's going to be wherever Tank Davis says it's going to be, which will be 135 pounds. Unless he is the one that wants to move up. Rayo would fight down at 135 pounds. They would put Rayo's belt on the line, and they would put Tank Davis's belt on the line, just like they did the Leo Santa Cruz fight. So I think that's something that people are missing. And the fight, it makes all the sense in the world, right? It will be a fight that's an in-house fight for Premier Boxing Champions. It would also be a fight that's got a lot of legacy involved, because you're fighting for two championship belts in two separate weight classes at the same time. So I think it's a good fight, bro, from that perspective. But competitive-wise, I don't think it's a good fight. And as far as people criticizing Tank Davis if he were to fight Jose Rayo Valenzuela, I would just ask, what do you want him to do when two of the champions in his own division are ducking him? You know, you got Alberto Puello possibly at 140 pounds, but Puello's already off of the table. You can't fight him because Alberto Puello is already fighting Sandor Martin in the mandatory title defense, because Sandor Martin was the mandatory. Puello fought for the WBC interim against Gary Antoine Russell and beat him. And because Devin Haney didn't fight his mandatory Sandor Martin, they automatically ordered the fight between Puello and Sandor Martin. So Puello's off the table. You can't fight Alberto Puello. And Puello, quite honestly, wouldn't be nearly as intriguing as Jose Rayo Valenzuela, because the build-up to the fight is trash. You need a translator. He don't have a fan base. Rayo got a little bit bigger fan base. The Mexican fans going to show up for him. And the press conference will be funner because of how they can go back and forth. And then you got Robert Garcia versus Calvin Ford, and Kenny Ellis is also part of a potential build-up to that fight. So I just think between the two, I would prefer Rayo if you give me the champions at 140 that's under PBC that Tank Davis can fight. I prefer Rayo. Plus, Pollo's not even available. I've heard people talk about Gary Antoine Russell. That shit, he coming off a loss, bro. That ain't Tank Davis' MO. Tank Davis doesn't fight people coming off of losses and coming off of bad performances like Shakur Stevens. And that ain't no shot. That's just the truth. Artem, bad performance, Shakur fought him. Oscar Valdez, bad performance, Shakur fought him. Just is what it is, bro. It is what it is, dog. That's what he do. That's what he do. This fighter, Joe Cordina, that Shakur is about to fight. Bad performance, Shakur fighting him. Tank Davis don't do that. Ryan Garcia, great performance coming off of that before he fought Tank. Hector Garcia, great performance before he fought Tank. Frank Martin, good performance against Artem before he fought Tank. Like, he don't do that. And most of these dudes be undefeated when he fight them, by the way. He's snatching O's. So, Rayo, coming off of 2 great performances against Colbert and then Pitbull Cruz, a champion, got a lot of momentum. He would just make more sense than Alberto Puello or Gary Antoine Russell, because Puello, as I said, is not available, and Gary Antoine Russell is coming off of the first loss of his career. His stock is the lowest that it's ever been. Why would a fight between him and Tank make sense? So, there's that. But again, I'm not excited about the Rayo fight. I think it's a bad fight if that fight were to happen. But two key things to note. Two key things to note, I should say, is Robert Garcia has already debunked that and shot that fight down, saying Rayo's not fighting this year, and we know Tank is fighting this year. And if he were to fight Rayo, it would be because 2 champions in his own weight class ducked him. Now, who is Tank fighting in? What do we want to see from him? What's the best possible situation? At this point, we just gotta hope that they pulled the wool over our eyes, y'all. Just hear what it is. We gotta hope one or 2 things as fight fans, and for those of you that are Gervonta Tank Davis fans watching this video, and one thing that haters are gonna hope against, right? Because they wouldn't want to see what I'm about to say. We would either hope one or 2 things: that shit Vasyl Lomachenko and Aegis Clemens did was a negotiation tactic to get more money or get something that they were asking for that Tank Davis' team was unwilling to get, and they ended up behind the scenes being quiet and making the fight work, and they were about to announce Tank and Loma. Or Loma really did duck and they weren't pulling the wool over our eyes, and Tank Davis and his team went back to the table and made him an offer that he couldn't refuse after everybody else ducked out on him. That's what we could hope for. That's the best we could hope for. So it's a dark horse moment. It's a long shot, but that's the best thing that we can hope for as Gervonta Tank Davis fans and as boxing fans in general. Even if you ain't a Tank fan, you should still want to see him in the best possible fight. And there's no reason that him and Loma shouldn't be fighting in November, bro. Loma fought in May. Tank Davis fought in June. They're both champions. Like, what are we doing? What are people taking off to the end of the year for, talking about they not motivated? Okay, drop your belt, bro. Drop your belt. Like drop your belt and move on with your life, dog. Right? But then my last point to this video for the last couple of minutes is, what's up with this shit, y'all? Like, real talk. Like, why is it that no one is just banging down the door to try to fight Gervonta Tank Davis? Like, real talk, really look at the lay of the land, bro. Ain't nobody, like, Rayo, oh, I'm too busy. I can't fight till February, March. Bro, it's Tank on the table. Lomachenko, I'm not motivated, bro. I just, you know, I'm not motivated. I want to spend time with my family, but we see you out and about talking shit, you go fight Shakur Stevenson for free. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Like, what's going on? Shakur Stevenson. Oh, Eddie. I like Eddie Hearn energy. Give me Cordina. Give me Joe Cordina. Zelfa Barrett was on the table. He outpriced himself. Give me Joe Cordina. Like, bro, what's going on, fam? I told y'all, man. Everybody, Tank is soft and fat, and he ain't got nothing but power in it. And everybody's better than him until it's time to actually prove that you're better than him. Real talk, bro. Everybody's better than him. Loma is this masterclass boxer that he can't see whatsoever. Shakur Stevenson is the defensive wizard, the next Pernell Whitaker, Floyd Mayweather combo, hybrid reincarnated. Andre Ward done co-signed him. Terrence Crawford done co-signed him. He's the one. He's the next young GOAT. He's this, he's that. Tank ain't shit, and then boom. When Tank is available, ain't nobody got the same energy that they had when he had a fight. That's just the honest to God truth. When he's available to fight these guys, no one has the energy that they had when he wasn't available. Now everybody busy and shit. Now everybody got other options. Now everybody running around this bitch got other things to do. Loma spent his whole life making peanuts, fighting in the amateurs and shit, making $1 million, $2 million a fight on Top Rank and shit. Now he finally got an opportunity where he can make somewhere between $10 and $20 million based on how the pay-per-view do. Right, with him and Tank, you can make between $10 to $20 million. He finally get an opportunity to make some real generational wealth to set his family up forever, his children's children. He finally get that opportunity. He like, I'm busy, bro. Shakur Stevenson bought 60,000 brand new chains to do a video to send to Floyd Mayweather, calling out Tank Davis. And then when it's finally time to call him out when they both free, that boy went over there to Eddie Hearn and Matchroom. Y'all a cap for it though. Yeah, y'all a cap for it though. But that's my thoughts, man. As far as gut feeling with the information that we have publicly. Edwin's off the table because he's still dealing with that shoulder injury. Rayo done took himself off the table. Tank is eerily quiet. Loma's eerily quiet. I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say I think it's gonna be Tank Davis versus Loma and shock the boxing world for this November fight day. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Subscribe to the channel, man. See y'all soon. Peace.